Very good afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay, better,
Good
much
afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for this opportunity, Unusan. And this is my first presentation on geopolitics topic. So, apologize if there are any misinformations. Okay, today the topic is about Dr. Mahathir, the Prime Minister of Malaysia. Okay, so why about him? Because he was the Prime Minister in 1981. Then he retired in 2003. But then last year, again, he back to his position as a Prime Minister at his 92 years old. And actually, this is the first time for Malaysia, or even in Malaysian history, for a new party has won.
Yeah.
Is my voice is clear?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
clear.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, so let's see what are the contents that we have for today. So our Prime Minister's mindset to shape our country.
何これ？
いや、ユバの電話の着信音かなんか、バイブのです。
ああ
それ、どうしよう
That's okay. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No
Consider-
problem. Yeah, we can hear the vibration of your phone, right?
Oh, the vibration. Oh yeah,
Do you know what I
the
mean?
messages. I'm receiving the messages. That's the problem. So sorry.
Oh, okay. No problem. Go ahead.
Yeah, goose is some goose are speaking something. Looks like okay. Go
Honk,
ahead.
honk. Looks. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay. So, where am I? I'm so sorry. Okay, let's see what are the contents we have for today. Our Prime Minister's mindset to shape our country. So, I'll try to compare the before and after Dr. Mahathir's return to his position. So, I will try to compare in some categories, which is on the status of oil and gas, the economy of Malaysia, and then the import and export, but this one only particularly to food industry, and then the defense budget status. I try to compare with other Asian countries, and then the relationship with other countries such as US, China, and Japan. Okay, so firstly, let me check my slide is here. Okay, so firstly, our Prime Minister's mindset. Okay, he mentioned that Malay people. So here he doesn't mention that Malaysian. So he just mentioned this for Malay people should work hard. Malay people should work hard and shouldn't give up their jobs to foreigners. And then the second statement, the workers' wages should rise if businesses are making better profits. Because in Malaysia, there are many companies are making good profits, but they are providing very less salaries to their workers. So he said this situation has to change. And then new measures to boost digital economy, which is his idea that this country, this Malaysia, to be a global test bed for emerging technologies and innovations. So for this mission, he selected MDEC. MDEC it is one of the digital government office, Malaysian digital economic development. So this MDEC will lead the implementation of the initiatives, and then they will accelerate the development in the fintech, the financial technology, blockchain, and drone sectors. Drone sector, something like that, a camera, a flying camera. That drone sectors by attracting global digital talents and interest from investors. And then the next, he mentioned that GDP grows larger, the percentage of debt will reduce. So his idea that a national debt, a country's debt, it will reduce if a person's GDP is growth. And then from this GDP growth, he mentioned that we could overcome the wage and also the wealth gap in society. And then the next, Look East policy. Look East policy actually, Malaysians, we are good in our way, but we still have to imitate the work ethics of the East peoples and also the business techniques. And this is actually already being enforced by deeper economic ties and collaborations. Okay, and I think this one, Tsukuba University, actually this is on, it should be on other slides. So actually this Tsukuba University from Japan, they actually announced that they are going to build a new university in Malaysia so that we can look forward for Malaysian people to learn and study in a Japan university. Okay, so the next. Okay, so the next we have status of oil and gas in Malaysia. Okay, I would like to show the fields of oil and gas in Malaysia. So at the east, I go for the east first. In east, we have Sabah, Sarawak, and Labuan. Actually, I went Labuan last year. It is not a developed state. It is a tax haven state, but they just have this just for business purpose. And because this is fully with oil and gas, so we just focus to have a more development on this industry. Okay, and as to mainland, the most of the oil and gas fields are off the coast of Kelantan, Terengganu, and Pahang. Okay.
Next.
Next. Okay, next I would like to compare the before and after. So I would like to compare a graph here within the year 2017 and 2019 here. So as we can see here at 2017, the export of oil and gas, it was higher, but there was a moderate decrease in this year because when I surveyed, I found that there is a decline in the oil and gas. That's the reason.
Why gas is declining?
Why gas is declined?
当然その予測は質問に
I'm not aware about this.
Yeah, because Mahathir, so your topic is just Mahathir will become prime minister. So that's why Umino-san asked about that.
I'm trying to give the information. What are the changes has happened after Mahathir's return? So the before and the after.
Okay.
oil and
Okay,
gas.
so even in import oil and gas, there was moderate decrease. This one I'm comparing to petroleum products.
It means import from outside.
Yes, from
Declining.
other countries to
Import is
Malaysia.
declining.
This one also it's declined, but I couldn't find much reasons why it is declined. Okay, since this is geopolitics, so I'll try to direct to the points and I'll try to make it simple and very short. Okay, so the next I have Malaysia's economy. So okay, Malaysia's economy actually in Southeast Asia, Malaysia, our economy it is ranked in the 4th position, while globally it is on 38th position. So the reason for the higher ranking.
By the way, what does it mean before and after? What does it mean
no,
before?
Oh,
Before
this
and-
one, the economy before and after. But before that, I just would like to tell the economy ranking of Malaysia.
What do you mean before and after? What is the before?
Before Mahathir, after Mahathir.
Before Mahathir and after Mahathir.
Oh, okay.
So I just try to put it in simple word, before and after. Okay, so in Southeast Asia, why our Malaysian economy it is on fourth position? Because our country has the workers who are more productive because of better education, better technology, and having knowledge-based industries. So this is the reason I found out. Okay, and then the biggest industries in Malaysia. So you would like to know, maybe. Okay, for at this moment, I surveyed and I found that electronics industry, the construction industry, and also the automotive industry are the biggest industry in Malaysia at the moment.
Yuva, I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Mahathir stopped the GST system after
Yes.
his get the administration. Do you mean Mahathir could reduce a debt of the government?
Wait a minute. Just a moment. Wait a minute. What does this GST mean?
GST means 消費税。
Good service tax.
State tax.
How about the SST?
SST, sales and service tax.
Service tax. Service tax.
What do you mean service tax?
Sales
Service
and service
service
tax.
税。
What is service tax? Bucks? But the same as VAT?
そう VAT にし
Okay, okay.
SST is like a VAT, right?
Mhm.
Okay, okay. Go ahead, go ahead.
うんで、government lose tax of the GST.
Yes.
But why government reduce debt? Usually, government lost the tax. Government couldn't
Okay.
pay the tax. Couldn't return the debt. Why?
Okay, good question. Actually, previously we had this good service tax, 6%, but then this year they actually abolished this GST, but then they introduced sales and service tax so that they can manage the balance between the GST and then the SST, because they lost their profit from good service and tax, but they introduced this to manage the balance. So from this, in my opinion, I think from this actually they could able to reduce the national debt. And previously, actually, on our data 2017, our national debt it was 1.087 trillion, but then this year it is reduced to 773 billion. Okay, so
減税して、
and then the
No.
unemployment rate it is just reduced to 1% this year.
No,
So it
just
was
a moment.
3.4, but now it is 3.3.
Just a moment. Just tax just reduced 230 billion Malaysian ringgit. Unbelievable.
Yeah, this is the report says.
Maybe you have another reason. By the way, okay, move to next.
Okay, maybe they might have another reason. I think, yeah. Okay, so then here it is foreign direct investments. Okay, our Malaysian Investment Development Authority, they states that because of this direct investment, we have 33.1 billion approved manufacturing investments to our country, and then this would create more than 30,000 of jobs in Malaysia. But they never state a particular year, but in near the future, there are possibilities for 30,000 of jobs. And the source of countries are United States, China, and Singapore, and also Japan in the list.
Why United States a huge investment to Malaysia?
United
China
States.
is might be understandable, but why United States? What are they doing here?
Japan.
No, United States.
United States. For United States, because I couldn't find the reason, but actually Malaysia approved US investments. This one I get it from a news where the investment worth it was 5.62 billion in 2019. The economist says because Malaysia are likely to be the biggest beneficiaries because we are trying to attract the foreign companies. So maybe because of that, we are getting this much money. This is my opinion.
Okay, next.
Okay, so then we have food import and export in Malaysia. Okay, next. Okay, there are top 3 export products we have in Malaysia. Firstly, it is seafood. Second, it is cocoa. And then the third one, it is cereals. So before and after, when we compare before Mahathir's return and also after Mahathir's return, there is a moderate decrease as well on this because due to a decline in the 3 intermediate goods, capital goods and consumption goods. This is what I have surveyed. So there are no reason as stated, just they have mentioned due to a decline.
What kind of food are you importing?
What kind of food we are importing? This one, the seafood, cocoa and cereals. These are the most top 3 exports. Oh, importing?
Yeah.
For importing, I have found especially palm, even for palm oil, I have surveyed that we are importing palm oils, if I'm not mistaken. And other foods like fruits, we are importing many fruits from other countries.
Really?
Yes, like apples, oranges.
You have lots of fruits.
But not all foreign fruits. We only have the local fruits like rambutan, durian. But many other fruits we are trying to get it from other countries.
Why? Okay. How about the export? What is the major export product?
Major export products, as I know, for the fruits, we are exporting durians to China. Yeah.
What else?
Yes.
Only food? Only durian?
Only durian.
Rice? Or wheat?
There are many things. The spices.
Spices.
Oh.
The spice. Yeah, the spice. We are exporting. And then other than fruits, spice, and then what else we have? Let me finish.
So
I'm thinking.
how about shrimp?
Shrimp?
No?
Seafood?
Yeah, seafood.
Or
Seafood.
seafood?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think seafood
for
included in the food. So just
No.
No? Seafood is another one.
No, you're wrong. Shrimp is from Vietnam. Malaysia importing shrimp from Vietnam.
Oh, really? Okay.
Oh, Malaysia. Oh.
Okay, but first recommendation for you. Every slide, okay. Always you need to thinking about what is the major item message do you have, okay? Every slide, like every slide. What this one? Why United States 11.7
So
billion?
I have to point out why and what.
Why? So
Okay.
otherwise, just your country this year, the last year, their import export nothing changed, right? How come, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll try to take note on this.
What is this one?
And,
Palm oil. You said palm
palm
oil. What is palm oil?
Palm oil. We export to other countries. And I found that there is a news on import palm oil. Import palm oil. Let me check.
Or this is Sabah Sarawak, I think, palm oil. But by the way, and you export is not so much big, 10% declining. But okay, my question is: every time you go on short ride, and this case is 10% declining. Why is declining?
Why?
Yeah, if you
try
don't.
to find the why answer. I know this will be the main question of Uno-san. I try to find it, but I just got that they mentioned it is declined because of that in the good terms, but I'm not sure why it is actually reduced. So maybe for next slides, I'll try to find it properly.
Defense budget.
So this one, defense budget. Okay, so I have defense budget here. Okay, I just want to compare our Mahathir's budgeting this year for defense. Actually, when we compare with other Asian countries such as Singapore, Japan, China, and Thailand, and also Indonesia, Malaysia, it is in lower defense budgeting.
Same as
it is not such good. So we are very lower. Even Singapore, it is higher. They have budgeted for defense.
Of course, Singapore is very advanced, military equipment they have.
But Malaysia, it is very lower. It is just about 32 million,
Okay, if you're going to make this slide, you need to prepare into one slide, not like two. Okay?
Oh, okay.
You have three slides.
Because the data are very small, so if I try to make it in one slide, it is like very small, very clearly. That's why I try to make it 3 slides.
Also, you don't write down like a previous or range. You don't need kind of information.
No, this one I didn't compare. I just try to I try to compare with other countries for 2019.
Yeah, you prepare new slide. You should not copy from somewhere. Then you should prepare new slide. Okay.
Okay.
Everybody don't want to watch it. Okay.
Yeah. Why she didn't mention about Saudi Arabia?
何もしてないってこと工夫が足りないってことですサウスイーストの国の比較をしろと言ってるんだ
インディアと同じだ。
だって
Okay, so anything else?
No.
Okay.
Only this information
Are you going to explain geopolitics?
Okay, so next, geopolitics. So this is the hardest part, I think, the relations between the other countries. Okay, so next. So, okay, first of all, I would like to talk about the relations with US. Okay, next. Okay, so with US. Okay. The bilateral trade. Okay, so let me just give a small definition for this bilateral trade. Okay, what is this bilateral trade? It is actually an exchange of goods between 2 countries to promote the trade and also investments. So because of these 2 countries having this bilateral trade, it could reduce or eliminate the import quotas or export restraints or other trade barriers to encourage the trade and investments. So this is the reason why we have this bilateral trade. Okay, so with Malaysia, actually it is grew to 1.2% billion, which is constitute the 8.3 Malaysia's total trade. And then the exports to US also it is increased, and we have approved. I think this one we have discussed before. There are many investments, manufacturing investments from USA that Malaysia already approved, and also strengthen the Malaysia defense relations. This year, actually, this one happened this year. Our Muhammad Sabut, his Malaysia Defense Ministry, he met U.S. Defense Secretary James Mattis to have a good relationship on to make a strength relations on defense. Okay.
By the way, the first line you said Malaysia trade with United States is 8.3% of Malaysia all trade. But what is this is largest United States largest trade deal? Which country is the second, or which America is the largest one?
Okay, for this information, this particular slide, I just compared with our previous year and to this year. So after our Mahathir's return, this bilateral trade was increased.
No, my question is, Malaysia's trade is a major trade country is United States, or what is the second one? Or 8.3% largest for Malaysian trade, percentage? This is my question. America is the largest or second? America. Or you don't know?
I'm not sure about
Okay.
this.
If you're going to show kind of figures, you need to prepare what relationship with America. But otherwise, I don't understand what kind of weight
The
on
relations.
America.
Okay,
Right? Okay.
understand.
Okay. China.
Okay, so for China, for China, actually there are many things that we are working on, especially China trade volume. It is increased to 8.1%. So I think before with US it was 8.3 and now it is 8.1. And then Malaysia, our Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, he accepts the use of Huawei technology. And then the East Coast Rail Link also accepted. And we have signed with the China to buy additional 1.1 million tons of Malaysia palm oils. Oh, China has signed to buy our palm oils. The worth it is 2 billion. And then for agriculture, also there are agreements signed on promoting our Malaysia's agricultural exports.
Okay, and this you're going to explain about China. You need to show the comparison with the other country. Okay, otherwise I can't figure out what's going on. For example, you said China, Malaysia. For example, you said China, Malaysia import export increased something, but I don't know how big are they, right? And also, and you need to avoid the expression of the amount in Malaysian ringgit. Nobody don't understand. You need to show the US dollar.
Use the
Otherwise, nobody recognize what's going on.
Ringgit Malaysia, okay.
No, you should not do ringgit.
Okay.
Okay, and also
And,
you
I have
also
one information here.
yeah. You also give information to the audience. You need to give them how big are they? Okay, how they're going to change yeah. Otherwise, you just only show the figures, China, Malaysia, but I don't understand what big are they. Okay. Okay, so big is 80% increase is big or small? I don't know. Do you understand what I mean?
Yes, I understand.
For
Okay.
example, Malaysia
And,
export to China, you said increase 10%. What does this mean? I don't understand. Or big or small? Or just Malaysia to China, Is trade volume is how big are they? Or Malaysia export to America maybe bigger than China? Or how about the third country? What's going on? Right? This is very important if you're going to show some figures.
Okay,
Okay?
I got it.
Mm.
I got it. And one more information about relations with China and also Malaysia. Recently, the China actually they are trying to create a good relationship with Malaysia to create a cryptocurrency city in Malacca. So this is our future project with China.
Mm.
Okay. So the next, I have the last one. The last one, it is with Japan. Okay, so with Japan, okay, the same thing I think I have it here. Okay, so maybe I will focus on the Tsukaba University. This news. Okay, so this Tsukaba University, they would like to open a new branch campus in Malaysia. And the other information that experts from Japan are invited to develop this train station. Kereta api means the train station in Malaysia. So these are the good relations that we are creating with Japan. So if I speak about the bilateral trade, I think here I have mentioned Malaysia's fourth largest trading partner, it is Japan.
What is the last one? KTMB. What is this?
KTNB, this is the train station.
Oh, the railway?
Train station.
You mean railways? It's a
Yes,
network.
railway.
What do you mean
Yes,
network?
yes.
Railways?
Yes.
Mm. Which location is they going to building up these railways?
For now, as I have surveyed, I have heard few news that they are going to build this in Kuala Lumpur. Actually, this is
Kuala
from
Lumpur. Okay.
from north to south.
Is this subway?
A kind of subway.
Oh, okay.
Yes, this is their plan.
Okay. Also, the first line, if you're going to explain the figures like this Malaysia-Japan trade, and you need to say the first United States, second is China, third Singapore, and then Japan is fourth. Otherwise, nobody understands.
Okay, I think in this slide I have this.
Right?
The fourth
Okay.
largest trading partner.
Yeah. Also, second line is the same. Second line is the same. Japan investment or big, huge or small or whatever. But this if you don't say, just only say this sentence, nobody understands what this means. Okay?
So this one I need to compare with other investors as
Yeah,
well.
that's right. Otherwise, you don't need to write down separate way. Just combine. Just pass two countries, three countries to combine one graph or one something. This is you should show not only the sentence, but you should show the graph. Okay, round graph. Otherwise, very difficult to understand, right?
Okay.
Okay, this is good. What is
Conclusion?
What is Setia Boulevard project? What is
Setia Berhad. Actually, they are it is a construction company, and they are trying to work with a new project for
Izumi-Sano. Yeah, one of the city in Osaka, I think.
Yes, so they are working together. They are this SP Setia construction company. They are collaborating with this city.
So why choose this topic?
Why I choose
yeah,
this
this
because
is a big
this would like
project.
to show that the relations, because I think this SP City, it is one of Malaysia's construction, one of the biggest construction company, and they are trying to involve in Japan.
Japanese.
Okay.
I think it's something that a good news for our Malaysia.
Okay. So you please explain about what is the company. So we don't know the company, and Umino-san, as Umino-san said that, so we can't understand well. So do you know me?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
I got it. Okay.
Okay, good. Okay. What? Do you want to say something?
Maybe I can say something about this SP Satya. Okay, this is actually a government-linked company. So as I mentioned, this is one of the biggest construction companies. So this is a publicly traded government-linked company in Malaysia.
Okay.
Conclusion.
Okay, so this is my opinion on Mahathir's written. So maybe the conclusion it will not that good. Okay, so let me just try my best. My perception about Mahathir's written, actually Mahathir, he is welcoming the latest technology, and he's trying harder to modernize this Malaysia into a technology world. But I'm not happy with the way he's leading the country, because I think he's misleading the people with the name of religion. So this is my opinion. This is what we are seeing everyday news, because in Malaysia we have many issues or the government services problems. So we could try to improve in those things instead of focusing on religious topics.
So I don't clearly understand. Say again. Why you don't have happy for your private life?
With our prime minister,
Yeah.
because he's okay. To be honest, he's actually trying to only to protect the Malay people, not the other religious people.
Okay.
Yeah,
This is the second one, racism problem, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and last week also, actually, our Prime Minister, he gathered all Muslim leaders all around the world, and then they tried to have a Muslim conference
I see. Okay.
last week. So
right.
this is something just focusing only for those things, not for our country's good.
Okay.
So I feel that it is not really, we feel not happy with the way he's leading the country.
Okay. By the way, what is the objective of this your presentation?
Okay. The objective about Mahathir. Okay. The overall project, it is all about our Mahathir. So he's trying to do good things and also some bad things to other pupils. So
And
I think
you explained this country's economy and not much politics, but some sort of information about U.S., China, Japan. But I think your most strong point is IT, right? Why you
Yes.
don't speak up anything about IT? Malaysia very much emphasized on IT industry, right?
yes.
But why you just omit this information from this slide?
I omitted this information. Actually, I just have mentioned. I think I have mentioned about this, about MDEC.
エコノミーのとこに行っただろうと言ってるんですね。
I have mentioned about our Malaysian development, digital economic development office, government office, because this is the government office that they are trying to implement these technologies in Malaysia.
Okay, my question is this. My question is this: what is Malaysia's most, emphasized strategy for their 5 or 10 years future goal? Why they were going to get their country's advantage compared with any other Asian countries? Okay, what is your country's advantage? Like you said, many point, import, export, so forth. I'm not clearly understand what your advantage, what your target goal.
What is Malaysia's advantage? Okay. In my personal opinion, as what I am seeing, in digital economy, in digital. So, I think we are really good in digital, where we are trying to emerging with technologies and innovations. So maybe this will lead our country to next 5 years to 10 years. Maybe this will grow our country's strategic and also the economy.
So if so, you should only focus digital economy instead of food and export and oil and gas. This is miscellaneous, okay? Like China, and China is they what kind of emphasize on their Chinese future, just only focus on 2025 AI. That's it. Everything AI. 10 industries, every transport, everything else focus on AI. Chinese government decided this is just only they are going to focus on their digital economy. If Malaysia is the same way if Malaysia is going same way to target, you just explain the digital economy, not anything else. This is miscellaneous. Okay? This food and export, nobody, they don't interest. Palm oil, I don't concerned about this. So you just only focus on digital economy, right? So how are you going to win compared with relating, neighboring countries? This is, if you're going to consider this is a digital economy, you need to focus on digital economy. That only one is good enough. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't interested in oil and gas. I know everybody knows that Malaysia has oil and gas, and I don't interested in. But it is comparison before Mahathir, after Mahathir, no big change, right?
Yeah, not much difference actually.
Right. And also I didn't know that U.S. #1 relationship with Malaysia. But maybe if you're going to show this, you need why America is leading. And also food and import export. Nobody interested in food and export. Nobody, palm oil, nobody cared. Okay, so you need to focus on defense budget. I don't think Malaysia spend a lot of money for defense. So you don't need to talking about this. What is your and you said some problem for Malay and the other race issues. Maybe you're going to prepare one slide. This is very important. And Islam, okay, Muslim is also Malaysia and Indonesia same. Putra cause lots of problems. This Malaysia same. I know that. But you need much more emphasize on this one, digital economy. Maybe Malaysia will going to get advantage. What is Malaysia will in future got advantage in the compared with the rest of the world? Digital economy. As agriculture, I don't think so. Right? That Vietnam is much better than Malaysia, and also the Bangladesh maybe we're going to ahead of Malaysia. So what is the Malaysia's advantage? There might be some outsourcing. No, I don't think so. Vietnam and the other countries.
Getting good. Yeah.
Yes, and also if you're going to compare Thailand, but you're going to more advanced and more higher GDP. If you're going to compare with other country GDP, Malaysia is best highest, but lagging behind Singapore. But you're going to get advantage doing work with Singapore at that aspect of digital economy, right? So maybe Malaysia is one big opportunity is digital economy. Then connect to the current your business. How it's going to do? But your company is Japanese company. So what is the get you Japanese company get advantage for this digital economy? What a contribution for digital economy you need to consider. Just I told to Kimoto, and your advantage is what is a Japanese spirits. They are very heavy skill to how to coordination with the other country people instead of American people, European people. Japanese is very heavy, emphasize on cooperation and coordination skill. So what kind of your kind of business is value added for the customer? So this must be your conclusion. Okay.
Okay.
So
I
and
thought-
finally, I make a recommendation for you. Every slide, if you're going to prepare, then you're going to consider why you're going to prepare this slide, okay? And what kind of questions the audience will going to ask you. And what if you're going to show some figures, but you need to going to show figures, but you need to analyze why those figures come from, or you need to consider comparison with other like a statistical information always. Otherwise, you cannot make answer for them. Just so then finally, and your target and your why you're going to prepare this material, and this is very important, right?
Yes.
Okay. So
Okay.
this is my point.
Final invitation.
And you are moving to the Johor, right? Okay. Well, good luck for you.
Thank you.
Okay, you
Thank
need
you.
to study more, and all you need to focus on. Okay,
Yeah.
why are you studying? What are you studying? How are you going to study? Not enough.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay,
Yes. Understand.
okay, good, very good. Okay, you try to another challenge. Okay,
Thank you. Thank you so much.
okay, good. Okay, so keep making effort, right?
Okay.
Okay, so and we're going to have we don't have Monday morning school
Monday.
until just a moment. No, Monday morning school until January. Oh, 20th. Okay, January 20th. Because Edo don't want to do the holiday in Tokyo, Japan holiday 13th.
Oh,
He don't want to do it, so he just might be Monday morning 20th. Okay.
20th. Okay.
So Yuva, thank you very much for your presentation. Okay. See you next
Thank you so
time.
much for this
Okay.
opportunity.
Yeah.
See you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Have a good New Year.
Okay. Bye bye.
Happy New Year. Yeah. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Okay. Okay.
Bye bye.